Hello, and welcome to this series. I will be breaking down some... Hello doggy. Hello doggy. In this series, I'll be breaking down some of the songs I did for Pizza Tower. I'm not going to do all of them, mostly because most of the project files are gone into the ether because computers like to do a thing where they just stop working sometimes, and I think that's pretty funny. So don't expect like every song to be covered. The one I'm going to do today is titled Don't Preheat Your Oven, because if you do, the song won't play. And you know, many people misremember the last half of the title, and it's shortened even in the game, but listen, you have to say the full name. If you don't say the full name, I'm coming, I'm there, I'm always watching. There's no escape from me. I'll always be there, no matter if you know it or if you don't. I'm always gonna be there, and it's gonna, and I'm always gonna, I'm always
Minty fresh, I am so clean. I roll from the 9 to
Welcome to the computer screen, where we make computers scream. It starts off with this chord progression, with this earthbound sound. It has to decay up and the release up a bit. Wow, beautiful. And it sounds like this. That chord progression never changes except for the middle part. Something that I like about this chord progression is that it starts off going from the C major 7 to the A minor 7. So it leads you to believe that this C and this G will stay the same because, you know, you're being sort of conditioned, you're being fooled, you're being tricked into thinking that it's going to be solely C in the C major scale. And then you get this A major 7, which going from a minor to a major of the same chord is already enough, but it's also defying the expectations of where you would initially think the chord progression would go. And the melody sort of follows this. The melody is mainly just playing the notes like within the chord. It doesn't usually stray too far from that. Especially in this section, it's literally only playing the notes within the chord. So for the A major 7, this goes up 1/2 step to C. So you immediately feel the change, but you get this B right here, which B is a note in common with the first note of the chord here. So if I really wanted to, I could just play this note over the whole thing and it would sound still sound melodically fine. Like it wouldn't it would still sound melodically fine within the track. I actually did that for the part 2 of the song. So these like earthbound like strings things get like drowned out by like a bunch of reverb and delay, so it can transition into like the main part of the song. Which then we get to this part with the Super Mario World piano. Now let's turn off the effect we have here. So yeah, this is the Super Mario World piano, and it sort of plays that same sort of chord progression but more sort of rhythmically in a way, I guess. So pretty much after each like first hit, with a few exceptions, it repeats it with like a small amount with the velocity like low, like the volume is lower, and that sort of emulates like how in like many like old games where you couldn't just like put an MP3 file in the game and it plays, they would achieve like echo through just like playing the same note and like a lower volume. So this sort of emulates that, like a delay effect, but then we add this delay on top of that, so there's even more stereo fun. And there's also this funny slap bass. Wow. So the slap bass gets doubled with this deeper synth bass. So yeah, this is sub bass. like looking at this. It hurts my eyes to look at it, but I still use it because it has some fun sounds on it. And then you have the layered slap bass on top of it. Nope, that's not the slap bass. So it sounds meatly, but still silly in a way. These are the drums. So if we shut this one up. So these are just like 909 drum machine sounds and then layered under it. You can't really hear it that well, but if we solo this. Those are drums from Rhythm Heaven, I think. I don't remember where I ripped this from. There are some sound fonts where I just straight up ripped them from the game because I didn't feel like scouring the world looking for a sound font. But yeah, I think these drums are from Rhythm Heaven, the DS one. There's 2 kicks for the 909 drum machine. There's, which has a little bit of this reverb. It's a very small diffusion and a normal size. Makes for a kind of delay, but not really sort of effect. And then with this, there's some reverb on that. So that's for some background reverb for like emphasis on like the main hits of the rhythm. And then there's these Donkey Kong Country little things. I don't even know what sound this is, but it's just for an added layer of percussion. And then more added percussion. This is from Drill Dozer. I never played the game, but I got the sound font and I used it in some songs. I should probably play the game. In the later sections of the songs, it plays this sort of percussion thing, which is a reference to It's Pizza Time, which is the main escape theme, which I didn't make. I referenced this in, I think, only 2 songs. This one and Celcius Troubles. There actually may be more. But yeah, this plays in some parts of the song. If you're wondering how some of them sound higher and lower while they're still playing on E, I use the note fine pitch for some reason. I don't know why I did that. I could have just did this. I don't know what was wrong with me. And so we have this little sound from Yoshi's Island. What is this? It says it's a recorder. This sounds nothing like a recorder, but it's a nice sound, I think. So this delay effect is a patcher preset I made mad long ago. What is patcher? It's this. You basically get to layer a whole bunch of effects and like route them. Now this looks insane if you look at it like this, because if you right click and then auto arrange modules, it's a bit easier to follow. Still a bit clunky because there's a lot of links. So yeah, it's basically being sent into like a reverb and a delay type deal. But then we got this gross beat that's pitching it up a whole octave. And so after repeating the first part again, it goes to this. It just sounds nice. I just like the way it sounds. It has a very cheap feeling. I always like to include something in my music that makes it sound like sort of cheap in a way, and 3x Oscillator is perfect for doing that. And then the classic guitar, that guitar that's used in like almost every song, it gets added in to add a sort of layer of like sort of beautiful harshness to it, sort of like reaching like the peak of this sort of moment. That's pretty much everything. I don't think I missed anything. How long did I spend on this song? 6 hours. The hell?